Greetings. It's Uncle V. I'm back like a good rash. If you guys watched the live stream yesterday, you'll know I teed it up and handed it over because, man, yesterday I was not feeling well. So thank you, Max Mother Trucker and Elle McMurphy, for pinch hitting there for sure. And welcome, everybody. It's Friday, by the way, feeling 100% better. It's like been magical over the last 24 hours. So it is Epic Cash Live, our favorite part of the week. And we are all super, super excited. Had a little pregame, getting ready for the Miami conference that we're going down to. It'll be Monday and Tuesday, part of Wednesday, and can't wait till next Friday to come back and give you a report. And we have lots of work to do, and we're going to do that work, and it's going to be for the benefit of the community. Right now, though, you know what time it is, Elle McMurphy. It is time to be able to do the report, which is Epic Cash. We started this year, we started this report to just kind of hit Control-Alt-Delete from the 1st of 2000, so 1/1/22. And everybody who's watching this has enjoyed, not enjoyed, but has been part of the fact that there has been this retrace, which some known reasons why, but we're going to walk through this. But I do want to just give you a little bit of context. I asked Enrique if he'd pull up what the price of Epic was on the 14th of January of 2021, and that price was exactly 20 cents. So we just looked on, I don't know what it is. We just looked on Vite, and it was like $3.20. So that would be 16x from then to now. That's perspective that I think is really, really important, because if you take a look at Epic Cash and how it got up to 685, and yeah, there's been a retrace, but have that perspective, man. Have that perspective. Let's say we 16x from here, $3.20 for next year. That would be $51.21 next year. Would you be happy with that kind of increase? I don't know. I'm like this because I know it can be just a hell of a lot higher, but it's just perspective. Okay, with that, let me share my screen here. Let me go to the, which one? This is going to be the one with a lot of green. That one. Go ahead, take it away.
All right. Okay, so what we do here is that every Friday, I take a snapshot of the prices of Epic Cash and the top 20 cryptocurrencies by market cap ranking on January 1st. So what this exercise is about is I take $1,000 and I invest it into Epic Cash on January 1st, and that bought me X amount of coins. And I did the same for every other cryptocurrency. So you can see there on the second column, the investment on January 1st would be $1,000. And then on the third column, you can see the price per coin on the 1st of this year. Epic Cash was trading at $3.78 back then. And on the next column, this is the total amount of coins that you would have been able to buy with those $1,000. So in the case of Epic, you can see that it's $264. And for the rest of the coins, you can see the amounts there. So if we go to the snapshot that I took today at 10 a.m. Eastern, the price of Epic was at $2.56. And you can see the other coins, you know, Near, which is doing pretty well this year. It was at $19.34, Link at $24, and so on and so on. And so in the next column, we have the total value of the coins with today's price. Epic, the $1,000 you invested with today's price at 10 a.m. Eastern, it would be worth $677. So as you can see, the retrace, comparing them to the top 20 coins, puts Epic right now in last place. It's been down 32% since January 1st. So, like you said, this is a situation in which there was a correction. We know why it happened. It's not going to be the last one, but this provides an opportunity for, for everybody to continue buying and to getting cheap Epic. And moving forward, we're going to be looking at this chart every Friday so people can see, how Epic will continue to perform versus the top 20 coins. And like I said last time, I'm absolutely confident that by the end of the year, Epic will be in the first spot, and it'll be quite a substantial difference.
Bingo. I concur 100%. I think that just like last year, it started to become kind of silly to where we were up like 1,800% to everyone else. I think we're going to see those similar results. Actually, this is almost kind of like cheating because instead of the higher basis of like $6 or whatever it was before before the purpose-driven retrace, we our basis now is what started at what
$3.78.
$3.78. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And this is what happens. Nothing goes up in a straight line. Like I always say, you go up, there's sellers, you find the floor, and then you continue up when you're talking about an asset that's in an uptrend.
100%. Max Freeman, Yoga.
Hey.
You gents are on the line. Welcome to the show. How are you this Epic Friday?
Zesty, very zesty, full of energy, and looking forward to meeting all these wonderful Epic people coming to town next week. But, just the numbers game, one thing I just kind of want to say, I mean, it is a numbers game. And maybe just because I'm old, but I keep playing these conversations in my head, people saying like, oh, can you imagine Epic, getting over 10 cents? Oh my God, can you imagine, Epic is going over 25 cents, and then somebody's going like, wow, I can't believe this dumpster fire went back under 25 cents, and it's like people, it's that emotion du jour, it's that like, what are you feeling right now? Like I remember this trader guy, actually this miner guy, not me, full disclosure, but he was selling Epic at 7 cents. And then he was scrambling to buy it, at 35 cents.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a thing. I mean, price changes, price fluctuates, but to me, it's like I look at it, what fundamentally has anything changed? No, it hasn't changed. Okay. Fundamentally, we made some meaningful milestones, as far as, getting V3 out or E3 out, depending how you, call it what you will. Okay. Community is growing. People are, excited. Sometimes crypto goes up, sometimes crypto goes down. What I like the underlying premise in all of this, whenever I see people do sell-offs, or whenever I see people, obviously when somebody's selling something, somebody's buying something, so to me, it's always the process it's the crypto being transferred. And this is not just in case of Epic, this is just in general. Look, it's the crypto that's being transferred from the hands of those who believe in it less to those who believe in it more. Okay. And the one amazing hedge that we have, thank you US dollar for keep cranking money like there's no tomorrow. Either way, you're going to beat inflation. Okay. But in general, it's like, if you look at it soberly, if you look at it, $3 is that so bad? And next year, somebody's not going to be happy with $30 or $50. They're going to say, oh my God, this horrible shit coin is down to $50. Or whatever. No, because I remember, like, I have this like deja vu, it's like I've been there with Bitcoin and Monero and Ethereum and even with stupid Doge, it's like, it was a joke, people, it's like Doge was a joke,
I remember seeing
funny. It was like, haha, funny.
I remember seeing in the chat this morning, somebody was saying that they were disappointed because they lost 50%. And Max, I saw that you were in there. You said you sold. And they're like,
right. I mean, you lose when you sell. I mean,
but he didn't sell, so that's an unrealized, not a loss. It's an unrealized loss. Just and like,
if you didn't,
oh,
if you didn't check,
connection.
Sorry, there's an echo.
There's two of you, brother. This is like double Max. That's hot.
All right, default settings. So so if you didn't check the price in that moment, like let's say you checked weekly rather than every day or every minute of every day, like I think we've all been there. I know I have, and like I always imagine myself, you know, those videos of the science experiments with the rats with the cocaine water, where they're just like pressing that little lever to get that new hit of water. I mean, dopamine is a thing, and the way that I deal with that is just a strict abstinence policy. Just sort of, okay, I will check on this cadence. Maybe, you know, for you, it might be hourly, daily, you know, weekly, monthly, whatever, but pick a schedule and stick to it, because the question to ask yourself, I think, is all of this emotional energy, this cognition and bandwidth that goes into, oh my God, it's down to $3. What happened? Well, what happened was a lot of awesome stuff. And if you were paying attention to the awesome stuff that was going on, which is a part of why we're here every week talking about that awesome stuff, then you would go, wait, you mean all that awesome stuff happened and these idiots are selling it half off? Mom, can I have some money? I want to go buy. Like, that's the energy that should be the message that should be coming out of this. Like, seriously, you know, unless you sold like at that time, and what are you doing trying to day trade a long tail volatile asset anyway? Like, garbage in, garbage out. You can't trade this thing. All of the lines on charts simply don't matter here. And maybe years from now they will, but now they don't.
No. And well, I want to give a shout out to a guy in our chat, Pete. I'm so proud of him. He's ever since he got in, he's like, Uncle V, I'm dollar cost averaging every paycheck, and has done so with like positive energy the whole time. He is always leaving messages. Hey, Uncle V, I just completed my order, just dollar cost average. And he's so excited. And that, it was even through all of this, he was like, this is awesome because it's lower. I'm getting more epic now. This is so cool. And so all of a sudden now his basis is coming down. And so, you know, it's just, for me, it's like, I'm not going to sell. So it's like, that's one thing that you've taught me, Max, is the looking at the Vite app. And I guess I should say, really, it's more of an awakening that I had now that I got my daughter, Alex, into Epic. It's like, she's the one who used to be me, who I used to be checking it all the time and freaking when it went from, I remember, Max, when it went from like 55 cents down to
you used to message me.
It was the sky was falling, and then you hand waved me, and it used to piss me off that you would hand wave me and stuff. And now my daughter's calling me, freaking out, and I'm like hand waving her. but it is just, that's the natural process we all go through. So the important thing to do, when in doubt, zoom out. And I think Enrique, if you zoomed out at the chart, and maybe you can pull up a chart. Let's just see where Epic has come from, you know, from the beginning.
Sure. Hold on. Let me just take a quick picture here and
sure,
we'll look at it.
When in doubt, zoom out. I mean,
that's the best.
Yeah, it's like, this has been such a gift. Max, I know you keep track of this stuff, but since we had this one person who just decided wanted to grudge dump, how I mean, literally just to screw up our Christmas. How many new holders do we have now?
So we picked up, I mean, the Vite scan shows how many people currently have Epic on the chain. It does not show if you pulled your coins off, so that it goes into a black hole and nobody knows. But with that as a potential caveat and asterisk, on an apples to apples basis, when I think we were at 1652 on Christmas, and today we're at 1860. So wow. 200 people have 15% growth in what is that, 20 days, something like that. little slower. Some days, like it's been mostly 1% a day. Some days even 2. So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
200 people have gotten a wonderful opportunity, because they were buying into strength that, $6 can be $10 before you know it. And now you're getting like three times the amount of coins. Good on you for those who are stepping into the abyss, because it's scary now to buy when things are going down. When you catch a falling knife, your fingers get cut off, and a lot of these things die and never come back. So that's why we always come back to the saying, everybody gets the price they deserve.
Enrique, did you send that to me in Telegram, or can you screen share?
Yes, 1 second.
Yeah, no worries.
One thing, if you want, I just kind of want to opine a little bit, talking about pricing and all this other stuff, and I know maybe I sound like a broken record, but folks sometimes just, Epic is a small project. It's still, we have thousands of people. We don't have like millions of people in the project, so we're still growing, right? We're at this interesting point where, and this is something that I think people lose track of, is that how much power does an individual person have in the Epic community to change the price? If you want to look at it that way, if you want to look at the price, being an indicator of something meaningful to you, okay, today. And, we have all these different groups. We have, ambassadors groups, we have, developers groups, we have, ladies of Epic, veterans, we have all these. And this is where the magic really happens, okay? The education really happens, and the progress really happens, okay? In those groups. It doesn't happen in the trading group. The trading group, I mean, this is like, people do tea leaves and talk about multicollinearity without understanding what multicollinearity is, talking about predictors that are correlated with other predictors, slapping it sideways with regression models. I mean, it's cool, silly stuff, but that's not where Epic is. Epic is use cases. Epic is real people doing things with Epic. Epic is like Uncle V, like your daughter doing those, beautiful glass sculptures. Okay. That's Epic. That's a use case. That is this new opportunity engine. It's not a token with a dog picture that's being pimped out by my favorite oligarch, it's something more. And to me, the sexy part, I mean, we can talk about charts and we can whip out all these, statistical points, and we can kind of feel better about today's price or worse or whatever. But what's sexy about it at the end is that if you don't like the price today, tell more people about Epic, create more use cases for Epic. Okay. Use Epic and the price will move. You have and I mean, people are not used to it with other cryptos, when they're looking at like, Bitcoin. If you want to move the price of Bitcoin, or if you want to move the price of Apple stock today, your individual effort is not very real. It's not very scalable to move that. But Epic is so small that at an individual level, you have insane amount of power in affecting the outcome and affecting the mass adoption. To me, that's the sexy, that's the interesting thing. I mean, the numbers are sure, the numbers are the numbers, and we all love, looking at stuff like that, but that's not the ethos of it. That's not why I'm here. That's not why Max is here. I mean, that's not, it's like
Lambo.
People, yeah, I want to mash the easy button and have Lambos fall out of the sky. That's freaking great. And maybe we need a dog mascot or something.
There we go. All right.
Anyway, that's it, man. I'm done with my rant, guys.
But no, yeah, he's completely right. And I want to go back to something that Max emphasizes a lot about how price is a lagging indicator of the network growth, of what really gives value to something. But just to touch up on this real quick, this is the log scale of the Epic price in US dollars and in Satoshis and BTC. So, I mean, the correction we're looking at is right there at the top, that little, dip. So that puts things into perspective. The trend is up, and, it's a positive trend. And I was talking to a friend yesterday about how, like, right now really is one of the best moments where where you could have found Epic and invested in Epic,
Yeah.
because the price is still cheap. It's you can only get it through one exchange or mining it, which is, difficult for a lot of people that just want to, get on Coinbase or Binance. We're in 101 countries. There's 20,000, 30,000 devices mining it. We're going to have mobile mining this year, E3, all the good stuff that's coming ahead. You really can't ask for a better opportunity. And we've gained some traction. So, it's not like it's day one of the project. So, I mean, it's the circumstances around it are extremely bullish from my perspective.
All right. Thank you. If you can stop that screen share, Max.
Sure.
I want to, by the way, before Max, I deferred. I have been kind of sick lately, and so I've been relatively checked out, but I see someone from Turkey in the chat. Hello, new members from Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you could shed any light. It just seems like I've seen Turkey come up a lot in the chats. And can you shine any light on that?
We had
so Sam has been doing a great job there, and I saw a YouTube video. I don't speak Turkish, but I think it had 5.6K thousand views, something like that. I think it was 156 comments. Yeah, I mean, Turkey just noticed, and the handful of people who cared is bigger than our entire world right now. And that I saw in the chats earlier people talking about ice mining. Can this be right? Do we really have that many miners or workers on there? And yeah, I mean, it's people are discovering, and they're going, how do I mine this thing? And then they go to the help desk and they're like, wow, this is easy, and now I'm mining. And then they tell their friends and so on. So there's only 5,760 coins a day for people who want them. And most there's only less than 10,000 people who have heard about it enough and studied it enough to go and take a position. That means for every person that knows about Epic, there's like 8 billion that don't know, and 10,000 or so that do. I mean, it's vanishing. We have nowhere to go but up, is my point. And I think an important point of distinction between our asset and other ones. Okay, I have an NFT. I have title to some information over here, and it happens to be art. Okay, great. What do I do with it? Particularly if something goes wrong and we're going into very turbulent times and people are seeking safety. Well, Epic is its sole purpose is to be money, and the way it achieves its moneyness is by being a great form of currency. And so when you want to access your value and you have $150,000 quote worth of NFT art, or a coin with a token worth with a dog on it, or some, the 37th cross-chain staking yield farming thingamabob. Nobody needs that when times are tough, but everybody needs money always and everywhere. Epic is a social network that can potentially scale to every single human on the planet. And that can't be said of any other network except the internet itself. That's really what's special that's going on here before any of the other stuff comes in, just that alone.
And just to throw a little more actual data at the Turkish phenomenon, with lira collapsing, the Turkish people are looking for, they're constantly looking for ways to preserve their savings, to preserve their livelihood. And a lot of Turks started piling into crypto, even though Turkish government takes a very unfavorable view of it. People start piling into Bitcoin, they start piling into, anything but lira, really. The big bump that we have is there's a Turkish miner influencer, Burak Demiralp, with like 36,000 followers, who did a video about Epic Cash, and we got a Turkish channel. We got flooded with 100 of new users, and people commenting and getting excited and asking questions, and that's a use case. This is what I'm talking about, as far as this is really what makes the community. This is what makes the value of Epic. This is not something that people just, pontificating about in the trading channel. But here's a real case, okay? 100 people or however many people who have never heard of Epic found out about Epic in the course of the last, 24 hours.
Yeah.
And they made meaningful steps. They got onto our network. So that means their proof of work is securing our network. It's expanding our network. They are mining Epic. They're getting Epic into their hands. They'll be finding use cases for Epic and so on and so on. And these are the humble beginnings of how all of this works. And this is so much more exciting than somebody hitting refresh button on the ticker. This is infinitely more exciting, honestly. Okay, and this has much more value for the community, is exactly this type of mass adoption. And that's exactly what it is. Across the world, a bunch of people in Turkey woke up to find out that Epic Cash gives them a hedge against inflation and against the falling lira. Okay, that's real world. That's as exciting as it gets. Okay, and anybody's butthurt feelings or somebody's dumping Epic or whatever, it's rubbish. It's noise. It's fugazi. It's a passing fad. Whereas this is a growing step. This is a step forward. Okay, this is the stuff that excites me. This is why I get up in the morning.
Well, Max, I want to talk about E3, if you don't mind. You had mentioned that you have some updates on that, and
Sure do.
I know that behind the scenes, this is what I'm going to go Uncle V here, and I think that I've earned enough credibility over the last year that I shoot straight with the community, and I will tell you that there's so much that happens behind the scenes from so many talented people, be they devs or engineers or Todd Lewis's team, Diego's team. There's just so much that you have absolutely no idea. Black Tiger, amazing, talented people, right? And what they're working on is so extraordinary, and it's going to be extraordinary to our future. I'll admit the worst thing, and we're not going to do this anymore, the worst thing that we ever did, I think, is set expectations on release dates or deliverables or anything. What you're going to hear from us from this point on out, is we're just going to tell you once something has launched, and then that'll take care of the ankle biters that are out there. Some large bag holder saying, "Oh, you didn't deliver on E3, so I'm going to dump." No, we are delivering in a big way. And so, Max, why don't you take over? Sorry, I just see everything happening behind the scenes, and it pisses me off that when I remotely hear someone falsely assert that
Yeah,
we're not getting the job.
But that's what Max says.
that.
People get the price they deserve. This is what Max talks about.
But I always interpret that as okay, I hear the distress, and the way I read that is we can always do a better job of communicating what's going on in the sausage making part of the factory. The reason, incidentally, why we have these cordoned off areas to work on various things is that if you imagine like Homer Simpson, there's guys sitting there at the control panel, and they're trying to work and making the buttons be the right way so that the thing doesn't blow up. And then there's a bunch of visitors in there going, "Hey, what does that button do? Can we touch this over here?" No. Imagine how disruptive that would be. Like, you want the end result. The best way to do that is to let us work. And so right now I'm going to pull up on the screen here, if you let me share. So there's 24 people in the E3 testnet group. And then let me see here. So I'd like to just go through, not that one. Okay. So this is the specific points. The testing is very important. So I'm just going to actually stop here for a sec so I can pull it up. It will stop. Okay, there we go. and pull up the document of this is what they are working on right now. Okay, so let me share that again. Okay, so I mean, are we there yet? You guys, you scammers, you're bullshitters. Nobody's working, nothing's happening. Oh, really? Okay, well, tell that to these 24 people that are doing this. So, I mean, these are the guys doing that part. Black Tiger's in there, leadership, Todd, Diego, Dan, and there's not even enough time in this show to give shout outs to all the people. I mean, look at this. Like, if you really want to, go and dig in, anybody's welcome to that has the relevant ability to help. If it's just wanting a status update, we're working on.
Wait. I got to interject. I want you to scroll back up all the way to the top. Just grab that sucker, scroll all the way to the top. Now scroll all the way down. Just one more time. I just want to go through this little exercise, bring it all the way down. Okay. Did everyone see all of those things? So if we would have just said, oh, E3's done, release the hounds, right? How much potential damage could have been done in the future if there wasn't the care and feeding of this document right now of 23 people going in and kicking the tires and trying to break it and finding any place possible. I mean, we aren't in this for, we don't generate wealth by being the first out with a version just to suffice a certain few in the community. No, man, I want my investment secure in a year, in 2 years. I don't want a back door in there. So to me, I look at this and man, I am so proud of the tech team. It's amazing because they are there. I look at them as they're the people that they're not talking to you guys. They're not getting they don't do this for any kind of attention. No, this is all volunteer based too, guys. They're in there working their ass off for you and me. Yeah. And so I just want to give them the shout out that they deserve because they are doing so much behind the scenes. Sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry. That's what it's all about. I'll do another sneak peek just because people those who haven't been here years that know that such an assertion is absurd are out there fudding, saying that nothing is happening. And so frustrating as it is to wait until something is done and then it's usable, just a quick reveal into how some of that planning process actually takes place. How do we end up with something like Epic or any of our services or products that are out there? You have to plan far ahead of what you're trying to do. So we want to do atomic swap between Epic and other things, but we don't have unlimited bandwidth and we have to phase it out. So this is our thinking of which ones we can handle and which parts we can handle at any given time. Because like Zcash is mostly a transparent chain. If we don't do the Z shielded only, then people can have tainted coins problems and stuff like that. So as a entertainment oriented consumer of this industry, sort of the baby Doge, like, yay, I'm rich today. Oh no, I'm sad because I lost all my money. That's a different ball of wax than the actual engineering work of people needing to be working together to get different things done. And so everything that we're talking about on any level, there's a tremendous amount of care that goes into thinking about what to do and why to do it and how and with whom and so on. And so for each of these things that we're starting to put some meat on the eDEX bones, we've reviewed what the best tech that exists out there in the market within any ecosystem and then figuring out a way to plug into that. And so, as I always do, the best thing that anyone can do if you're frustrated about the lack of progress versus any benchmark that you care to define, then why not get involved? Everybody can help somehow, even if it's clicking like, share, subscribe, telling a friend, setting up with a wallet. Turn that energy into productivity, and it will be amazing what we can achieve, because we have, 1,865 holders on VTEX. Imagine if even 10% of those took time, not just today, but this week. What would the growth rate mean if we hadn't picked up 200 people since Christmas? If we got 300, can you imagine? And so think in terms of possibilities and what can be done, and biases toward action rather than waiting and inaction. And complaints, if it's, hey, you have a bug, you should fix it. Great, thank you. Very well noted. We monitor all the help desks. We can go through here and talk about the 24 bullet points and where those fit in. We probably should do that. But this is not like a customer service help desk where Walmart disappointed you, so you go fill out a ticket and talk to some agent. No, everybody here is here because we care, and we're volunteers, and we have skin in the game. And so particularly in some of the seedier corners of our world, like the trading chats and so on, really, come on, guys. Like, the best thing that you can do is try and FOMO and FUD each other to play poker against the other guys. How about directing some of that energy toward helping us, because we're here working, and we're working a lot.
You know what? I want to give another shout out to Lydia out there. I don't know if you've seen, I'm going to include it now forevermore in all of my show notes. But she created a website that you can send someone a link, and it basically says someone wants to send you some Epic cash. So what a beautiful way to be able to onboard someone to Epic Cash than just by sending it to them. And so that one link goes to a website that I believe there are 10 steps so laid out so beautifully that would make it like almost bulletproof for somebody to not be able to figure out how to do it. So I want to just applaud you, Lydia. That's that's somebody leading with her chin versus her hand out. She never does anything with a, hey, look at me, look at me. And then she's so open to next steps too. I said, okay, that is perfect. Now we need another one that's, so now you want to buy your own Epic Cash, eh? And so she's working on that one. So you can send someone a link to say someone wants to send you some Epic Cash, and send them, 5-10 Epic Cash. Now they have the wallet. Now you send them the link. So now you want to buy your own. Now you're getting them into the game. But Lydia, thank you. You have done so much for this organization, and you do it selflessly. And you are the epitome of a community member who should be absolutely applauded. And I thank you. Sorry. Okay. I'm not sorry. I said I'm sorry. Okay. I interrupt.
And that's what it's all about. People, real people doing stuff. It's not the trade channel, not the people hitting refresh, on the ticker, but people who are actually creating awareness, people who are helping other people join the project, find their place in the project, realize the opportunity that this project generates for people across the world. That's it. I mean, that's the cool thing about it.
And if you've been trading crypto for a while, and a lot of times thinking that is appropriate and adaptive and successful in one era goes out the window when there's certain events such as what's happening now, which is a paradigm shift. And if you've never seen a black swan before on your world travels, and of course it's absurd, there's never any swans that aren't white. I've never seen one. And then you get to Australia and you see that first black swan and your mind is blown. Consider the possibility that you don't have to sit there and click buttons on the screen anymore, trying to scalp sats off of lines on charts and wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and outfox the other traders and pull your hair out. I mean, McMurphy, you've lived it. I've lived it. People listening, like if you like the process of watching the screen, and if you go to Vegas and sit there at the slot machine and push the buttons and it blinks and some coins come out, like if the entertainment is a value, then more power to you. But we are building very workaday technology that provides a utility, and that utility has a value. And so politely, respectfully, all of my training from the past 700 coins I've had a piece of, throw that out the window. You're actually worse than if you didn't know all that stuff, because this isn't one of those types of situations. So my point is that if you want to do something different with your life and be independently wealthy and not have to trade for a living, then this is your ticket. And the answer is to understand the scarcity power of 13 million coins. Sorry, Yoga, go ahead.
No, that's it. Exactly, Max. You nailed it. I mean, you don't have to gamble. People still think like, oh, I'm going to understand the moon math, man. I'm going to crack the TA graph. I'm going to get deep into the regression here. Okay. And I'm going to it's like, no, man, no. Okay. You're in this project, create awareness, get some epic. Okay. Mine some epic, buy some epic, earn some epic.
Business.
Okay. And build a business. Exactly. Okay. And that's it. You don't have to gamble, man. You don't have to go to a casino. It's so much simpler, and it's so much more rewarding because you're creating something. You're becoming a part of something. Okay. Yeah, sorry. And even if you don't care about that, if all you want to do is get wealthy, then I would advise you to stop thinking in dollars and think in terms of how much you can buy with your wealth. So today with Epic at $3, maybe you can't buy a lot, but let's say you manage to get a hold of 1,000 of them. Well, our fax machine obsolete competitor, that's 50 million bucks worth of value. I'm not saying we'll get there tomorrow, but even the possibility exists. Like people, it breaks my heart when people aren't looking at this the right way. Yeah, I doubled my money and I sold. Oh man, like you're going to be a meme for the rest of your life. Like you didn't see this 10 years ago in Bitcoin Core. The same movie happens and you're going to walk into the same serial killer's basement that, killed you in the first movie. Come on.
Yeah. I have a friend who used to mine Bitcoin. He used to get paid in Bitcoin. And he probably had thousands of Bitcoin back in the days, probably when Yoga was mining as well. And he only recently had maybe a couple, and I told him about Epic. We were discussing it, and he's gotten into like a trading mindset. And I remember last year we were discussing Epic, and he was like, "Yeah, I bought at 40 cents, but I have my sell orders at 30." So yeah, if it goes to 30, I'm selling. I haven't heard from him since, and it did go to under 30 cents. So, it also breaks my heart to hear.
Oh my God! Yeah, I didn't.
That kind of stuff.
I was confused at what you were saying. You were saying that he bought it at 40
like
cents,
at 40 and 45 cents, and he was like, "Oh no,
stop loss."
Yeah.
He was like, no, if this keeps dipping below 30, I have my sell orders at 30, so I'm out.
And people doing this after having gone through
that whole process. Yeah.
With even before Bitcoin, with high-tech stocks in the 80s, with the high-tech stocks in the 90s, with the high-tech, and so on and so on and so on. And people still do this. And to me, this is why I'm sorry, but I view Trade Channel strictly as a place that makes me laugh sometimes. That's about it. That's the value that it has. Okay. And I'm not being calloused about it. I'm being realistic about it. Okay. If people really think that this is where the wealth and the culture is being created, they're missing it by a wide mile. Okay. Because it's so much easier. That's the other thing that's kind of like, look, it's easier than people trying to make it. It's like, you don't have to gamble.
You
take a position, you get some skin in the game, and then you make it count. You make your voice count. You make your influence count, and you will profit from that. That's
Yoga.
Yeah, man.
You say it's easy, but I will tell you that I'm just pushing back on you a little bit here, because I have been in the trading channel and I have been looking at some of the counsel, and I decided to actually, hey, why don't I just stand up, take out a notepad, kind of like I did first with Max, and start listening and doing my own charting analysis and stuff. It's starting to make, hold on, cancel, share screen. This will stop the other screen share. Oh yeah, I didn't know someone was screen sharing. So do you want to continue? Yeah, continue. Okay. So it's starting to make a lot of sense to me.
No, but you're missing a lot of lines there, Uncle V. Your TA isn't complete.
Right.
If you buy my course, you'll know which lines matter.
You're not weighing in the nonlinear regression, okay? And I'm telling you, and if you're not doing that, if you're not weighing in the multicollinearity of the black hat effect, you're screwing yourself.
No, it's so funny through all of this. It's like they're trying to do the TA when there was one dude who dumped his bag,
Well,
and they're trying to do these somersaults. I mean, if this one dude didn't dump his bag, we'd probably be talking about Epic Cash being around $8, whatever.
Right. And I like on the math level, this is why I'm such a cynical bastard. Okay. At the math level, if you're familiar with like history.
Hold on. I'm taking this opportunity. High Impact Flicks is in the house. I want to say hi, Brian. I really want to have you on the show. Will you come on my show? Max and I would love to have a chat with you because you are crypto savvy. We are all of the same mindset as far as how upside down this world is. I tried to reach out to you by a couple of different ways, but you have like 40,000 people trying to contact you a day. So since you're in the house, I just want to say, please, you can reach me at theunclevigilante@gmail.com, and we would really love to set something up with you. We love you, my friend.
And I'm Max Freeman 4 on Twitter. I'm not sure if I contacted a spammer or scammer impersonating you, but I did also, Brian, try to reach out. I've been a follower of your work for, God, at least 5 years, maybe 10. I remember back when you kept having a channel hop because your channels would get nuked and I'd have to find you again. Seems like that hasn't happened in a while. So awesome. But yeah, censorship is obviously near and dear to our heart as well. And it'd be great to plug in any capacity. So nothing but love and respect.
Yeah. So let's make that happen. That's just, I would love that. You are such a cool dude. And we're twin brothers from a different mother, I think. But okay, sorry, it's 12:46. Okay, but yeah, what else, guys? What else? So we've established. So E3 is we're making incredible progress. Max, can you do you want to talk a little bit about E1 and I know people have expectations about Bitmart and where we are on E1. I just like being open with everyone. We're going through a process that because they delayed us to 3/21, I think March 21st, we went back and through some negotiations, we were able to get a free listing with them, which is turning lemons into lemonade. And that is, we want to do E1 because that is wrapped Epic. And so that's the great news because that integration is not layer 1, it is layer 2. And there you go. And so what we thought that would be, a layup, easy peasy, but it requires, even though E1 is just wrapped Epic, their legal department, we need to check the box of having a legal opinion letter that it's not a security. So that is going back to the legal drawing board to get that done. It is in process, but it's just one of those things. Those just don't happen overnight. So I don't know if Epic lists first or E1 lists first.
Oh, E1. So Wenqin gave us a timeline of about 2 weeks. And since it's not our timeline, it's theirs. I'll go ahead and convey it. If it doesn't happen, that's who to blame. I'm just the messenger. But so we're factoring in about 2 weeks on E1. And then it's literally
That's
just
not on Bit. I want to be careful. That's not on Bitmart.
Well, okay, so that's for E1 to be, Epic needs to connect with Wenqin so that a user can send 10 coins from their wallet and end up with 10 E1 tokens. That's the basis of the yield farming and the swapping and the staking and lending and all that good stuff that we're going to get access to by taking this step. For those of you who've been around a while and you remember July 2020 when we did the first inklings of this type of cross-chain connectivity stuff with Uniswap, it really showed us the possibility, but also the pain points that we need to solve. And so essentially the way it will work, everybody's welcome, by the way. We have Wednesday, 12:30, 12 or 12:30, I think it is, but it's Wednesdays and it's around noon. We have weekly open community to community calls with WANchain and touch base on what's going on. And so essentially, everyone who has Epic today, what will E1 mean to you? You will be able to go to EDEX Bridge powered by WANchain and click a button and say, I have 10 Epic coins. Now I want to wrap them into 10 E1. There'll be a very minor gas fee. We chose Avalanche initially as our primary focus because it's very nearly free. Those other ones will come later and be driven by demand. Incidentally, our original focus was Ethereum based, but for those of you that think, from a trading perspective, the chart says Ethereum is going to 10 grand, and yes, it is. Well, I'll tell you, at a business level on the ground, nothing, almost nothing that formerly made sense to do with Ethereum remotely makes sense at $3,000 Ether. And I understand when and if staking and sharding and 2.0 and all that comes in, it might change. But today, from my perspective, if I had to pick a horse in this race, I'm like an Avalanche, and that's why we're there. So you have your E1 wrapped Epic token. Now, at any time, you can take that token and go to the EDEX Bridge and unwrap it. There's no fee to unwrap. There will be some small fee for the wrapping process, TBD. But on the unwrap side, if you go and acquire an E1 token, and we'll talk about the venues that opens up for us in a little bit, then you have essentially bought. Imagine some cash inside an envelope. You bought the envelope, and you can transact it as an envelope with anyone, which is kind of what we're doing here. But you can also open it up and take the cash out at any time. That's kind of how I look at it. So we will be able to swap against the whole family of other assets out there through all of these various types of platforms that are shown here. So it is not just Bitmart that would be able to list us if they wanted to once we have E1. It is every single place that has the ability to support tokens, and every exchange does. And then it's just a matter of the volume, because I've spoken to well north of 100 exchanges over the past few years. And it's a major pain point, because when it's a token, they click a button like the 30 other tokens they did. When it's a layer one, there's a lot more involved with that. You're talking engineering resources, a place that takes their operations very seriously, as Bitmart does, and as other more esteemed outfits that are not fly by night. It might take a 2-3 month security review where you have to have the engineers look, and then you have to have the legal look, and you have to have this department opine. The bigger the company, the more the bureaucratic red tape inside. And so E1, I think, is not just the catalyst for Bitmart, but also showing us the catalyst that, as much as we love Bitmart, we're not really focused on fax machines. We're focused on the road ahead. We look through the windshield, not the rear view mirror, and looking at the types of gatekeepers that were the only option in prior market eras. That's not really the case anymore. A year from now, I think we'll have a good laugh that people were so stressed that a single exchange among hundreds would matter so much to our story, given everything that is in front of us. Because once those infrastructure pieces are in place, it's not like the bridge and the wrapping and that is just for one network or just for one purpose. No, that's tooling and infrastructure and know-how and connections and connectivity that comes in to enable people like Black Tiger and like Sullivan and Ice Mining and Fast Epic and Diego and all the other wonderful builders that are building in our ecosystem to actually make services and products that people use and get value from, and that make economic sense. So E1 is really, it's difficult to underscore precisely how important this is. And it would be great if there was a wider appreciation of that. And hopefully this gets us there, or at least in part.
Awesome. Okay, so go ahead or do you want to continue?
I think I'm pretty much done. So basically, I think there are many platforms. I think the other key point is that all roads lead to Coinbase and Crypto.com as the two major retail venues. I think Coinbase has 50 million, and Crypto.com is a good fraction of that. And so it is becoming increasingly standard that organizations like that have policies in their operating structures where they simply cannot accept any asset that has any form of privacy, even optional. So Bittrex delisted Dash, even though a small handful of transactions use their privacy feature. Similar with Zcash.
Max, what is your Brian from High Impact has asked for your handle, for your Twitter handle. What is it? And I'll drop it in.
That's a good question. I will try and find it.
Okay, you can drop it in. Thank you, Brian. And yeah, Brian brought up at the time, he was like 20 people watching and only 10 likes. So I'm really horrible at that. I just don't even pay attention. But yeah, smash the like button, people. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. You know, you can tell I do this show because of all of the advertising revenue I get by you having to suffer through the commercials with my live streams. So please help my algorithm, guys. But nobody propagates this information, you know, for any kind of subscription fee or anything. I hope you like what you get every week with this channel, but you know, it doesn't hurt to like the channel and maybe even share it with some others, guys. I know I don't push that enough, but look, that's one way that you can count. Max, well, if you are still, can you explain to the uninitiated decentralized exchanges versus centralized exchanges, and how, in your mind, going DEX is the way to go? I think I even overheard you say one time recently that if you didn't have to ever deal with a centralized exchange, you think that you would be happy, and maybe, you know, even everything happening with Bitmart and whatever, I think the words you used was, maybe that's the universe trying to tell me something.
Everything happens for a reason. Yeah, I mean, at any time along the journey, we could have done the shitcoin pump strategy and gone, yay, now we're on Hotbit, and now we're on this, and now we're on that. But as you've seen, I mean, we spent we malinvested the better part of an hour here on the show talking about the people who, you know, are not helping us get where we want to go on the trading side. But imagine if we got thousands more like that, and then had to cater to increasingly shrill demands. You know, imagine what I see happening, like Pirate, I think, is a great example. You know, good project, was building right along, and then all of a sudden, you know, yay, we go from 50 cents to 16 bucks. Well, now you have the weight of expectations of people that are wanting 1,000 times their money at that 16 bucks. And these things can get ahead of their skis. And then there's negative social consequences for the fabric of relations of the people that comprise those worlds. And so being very thoughtful about it, there are a lot of benefits to the slow burn approach, and increasingly, the more time goes on, the higher conviction we have that of the tortoise and the hare. The tortoise wins in this case. Oh, hey, Brian, distracting me with the chat. I'm going to put that down. And so, yeah, I think this is a lesson for us all, and a teachable moment, that as great as it would have been to have Bitmart come in on the 18th by the end of the year and finish strong, well, would you rather have 10 Bitmarts worth of volume and the ability to add hundreds more, and we never ever have to fill out a form and ask a lawyer to write a letter and pay him 10 grand so that some guy can stick that letter in a circular file on a desk that nobody will check? Come on, like, you want me to send you a fax and have my camel go drop off a clay tablet? This is 2021. We don't need that stuff anymore.
Yeah, and people don't understand some of the what's the right word I'm looking for, curveballs that you get. So even just a simple we'll list E1 for free, you know, but then it goes back to the, you know, legal opinion letter that it's not a security. Well, we are a community, and to be able to then get that what do you say, Max? I think it'll be maybe 10, 20K. So it's like, that's why I joke.
It's not just that, but we already made that investment a long time ago. Epic is not a security, like this is
I
just.
know that's the frustrating thing.
Well, and it's not just frustrating. It's offensive, not from them, but in general, and it's absurd. And here's why, because this is not. I'm not saying this specific case, this specific example, but in general, there are all kinds of examples like, yeah, the listing is free, but you need the legal opinion from my brother over here, or you got to use this market maker over here. Oh, just another fee over here. I mean, it is millions upon millions of dollars to list an asset, any asset, and a layer one gets even more on any of these platforms. So when people say when Binance, come on, you schmoes, like get to work. You don't care. Like you haven't called Gate.io yet. What's wrong with you guys? Like, I think you should list on KuCoin. I mean, seriously, are you kidding me? No, we are going for decentralized infrastructure for a very simple reason. It can never be shut down. Blockchains generally do not die if they're well constructed, and we avoid the ones that aren't. So we're building to last, and if we have a useful payment system, then the value will follow. And everything in the meantime, like it doesn't make any sense to pull like public companies that will sell all of their inventory in the third quarter to hit the number, and then they're coming up empty for the fourth quarter. That's just not smart business. And so we play long ball here. We're here for the long haul. If by the singularity we haven't dethroned Bitcoin Core as the #1 crypto, then go ahead and pull this up and make memes and laugh at me and so on. But that's our mission. We have 6 years to get there. We don't need to get there tomorrow.
I'm not betting against this. And I think most people watching here are not betting against us either. Someone was talking about my channel. I don't know whether it's the low subscriber count. I mean, 2.7 thousand. Well, he's said, I think the problem with your channel is you probably have a lot of enemies. And I'm like, I'm sure I do. They'll come around. I focus on my friends, not my enemies. So, all right, look, it's 1:02. So thanks again for another epic hour on a Friday. Appreciate you, Max, Yoga, El McMurphy. Thank you. Everyone in the chat. Really appreciate you. So yeah, we'll be back next Friday. In between now and then, probably will not live stream anything. I'm sure I will not be live streaming anything because we'll be down in Miami working for the community and our collective futures on the Epic Cash roadmap. I cannot wait. It's going to be really great to be with everyone. So, all right, guys, with that, I am gonna go ahead and hit end. And somebody is giving me crap all the time that I hit end too quickly. So I will hit end. And
do it now. Do it.
for a while, but